Hi, afternoon, Jules here from Joolsedesigns at Tatty Creations. So today what we're going to make is we're going to make some stripy book page pockets. You can use, I'm using digitals for the latest journal I'm working on, which is Afternoon Tea. And what I did was I ripped them down with some Fiskars rulers. I got them in my scrapbooking years, which was many moons ago, and I thought I'd never use them again. I was actually thinking of putting them up for sale, but I used them. The only thing that I wished I'd done was I wished I'd inked round the edges, but I can maybe do that like that, but then it pulls it up. But yeah, so this was a larger book page. These I'm going to do smaller book pages. And this was an idea, it was inspired by Tina at Shabbdabbydodah. She did it. She got the inspiration from Joy DeFee. And I had a look at her video, and what she did was she did a stripy masterboard, and I will put both links underneath so you can go and have a look. But the stripy masterboard was quite good. It was just magazines and papers and all the scrap paper that you've got on your desk. So got a couple of pages here, and what I really want to do is I want to stick them together, so we'll not use that one. And I still have a little tiny bit of this left, and I'm going to see if I can use it all up. Now I can't lift this up anymore because it's as high as it's going to go. So this is just a coffee stirrer, and it's like scraping butter on toast or bread or wherever you scrape your butter on. And I really should have my messy mat underneath. And this coffee stirrer I've been using for mixed media projects, so there's gesso and all sorts on it. And I'm not really bothered about getting it all stuck down, because what I will do is I am going to stitch around the edge of this one. And there's still quite a bit. It's when they make these glue sticks, they really need to organise it so you can get every last bit of glue out of it and not waste. And this has been the best glue I've ever had. And it's Hobby World, and I got it from a shop called B&M here in the UK, and they've never had it in. I don't know whether they've stopped. I've looked online. They don't have it, because if they sold it, they do sell stuff online, but they've not got it in their online shop. Otherwise I would have ordered some. And because it was such a big glue stick, it was harder for me to lose, because I'm always losing the little ends. They get under the pile system. Oh. Oh, well, I thought I would have used that whole thing, but I haven't. And we'll use the glue spreader. The glue spreader to hotel key card that I forgot to hand in. I didn't keep it on purpose, although my husband thought I had. But I've got loads. Not loads of hotel key cards, but loads of coffee cards and stuff like that. But they're ideal for using these glue spreaders. So I've still got quite a bit in there, so we'll keep that for another day. And now what we want to do is we want to create the envelope. So I just fold it up. I don't measure it. I just fold it up to what I think looks nice to me, and then fold the flap down, and I give myself about ½ an inch so that's that. So we can open that one, and this one might even be a little bit different. Oh, got a bit of glue there. Don't think so, it's probably the same, but because I'm not measuring, it might not be identical. And again, I've got glue. I should really have this messy mat down. Okay, so there we are. So what I've got is I've got a load of strips, and you can put them as close together. I've already pre-cut them. I don't know whether I've got enough. And as I say, I used the ruler. So some were cut portrait, some were cut landscape. So I think we'll put that on the edge. And as I say, I'm going to stitch these on because when I watched Joy DeFee do her masterboard, it looked quite nice. So I'm going to put that right to the edge. And it doesn't matter that it's not all stuck down. Yep. I'm just putting a thin wiggly line because I can't do straight lines, so I can do wiggly lines. And I've still not inked the right. Okay, so I'll ink the edges of the next one before I stick them down on the other envelope. And right, I'm going to put this. It looks as though I've gone in sequence, so it's the actual page that I've cut down. It's obviously it's a digital. It's from the afternoon tea. So it's the ladies having tea. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that one there. And I'm just going to do my wiggly line. There. Now I'm just going to let that dry a little, and then I'm going to trim around the edges. Now this one, I'm going to try and ink the edges. And what I'll do is I'll use the walnut stain. It's the darker one. I won't do the edge that's going right to the book page because that's going to get inked anyway. And see, that's me trying to do a straight line. And we'll just place that right to the edge like that. If it goes over, it goes over. It'll just make it pop a little bit on the book page. It's entirely up to you what, you know, what you like, you do. It's like all crafting. You know, there could be a bunch of crafters all work with the same materials, same colours, and they'd all be different. All the end results would be different. So right, I'm gonna I mean, if you want straight lines, you can cut straight lines. I've got a trimmer that does a Carl trimmer, and it has all the different blades on it, so I could have done all my fancy lines on that, but it has the deckled edge and everything. It can be totally different colours. You could do rainbow colours if you wanted. Whatever you fancy. And again, I'm not going to do the flat edge because that's going right up against the edge of the envelope, I think. Or will that leave? No, it's not. So we have got a little straight edge, which is fine. And we'll put these away for now. And we're going to cut these. I'm going to fold these over on the fold lines. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch up and then I'm going to stitch round. So what I want is I want the flap just slightly, and I'm just guessing it. So that's one. That's the boy down the road shouting for his cat. His cat's called Gary. One name for a cat. And it's a boy and it's got a pink collar. You can spot it a mile off. It's a friendly wee thing. I've got a dog and my dog isn't friendly if a cat comes in the garden. She doesn't like it at all. We'll just get rid of them. And we'll put those stripes over there for another day. Strips, not stripes. And again. And I think with this one, I might just have the corner punch. Might be a bit too damp to... No, well, this one should be all right. That in again. And we'll have that like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away I'm going to stitch all these down, and then I'm going to stitch them up, round and down, and then I'll come back and we'll do some decorating. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit. I am back. So that's me. I've stitched round them. So I did a zigzag on that one, up and down, and then a small zigzag round the edge. This one I did a straight line up and down, and what I did was I went down and turned and I didn't stop, and then I did a zigzag round the edge. And this one that was finished, I decided to stitch round it, and where I put the tab on wasn't such a good thing because it was like a bit too thick. My sewing machine's just a little tiny John Lewis thing that only has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 different stitches. So, but I managed it. It looks better on that side than it does on that side. Okay, so we've got that one decorated, but this one we want decorating. And I'm just, and it does make the envelopes quite stiff, quite strong. I mean, obviously you could still tear them, but I wouldn't recommend it, not if you're wanting to keep them for bits and pieces. Maybe it's a bit too plain, too samey. Looks nice on that one. So what I might do is I might cut that in half because it's a bit too and we can put that one on there, I think. Or should we put that one underneath? Yes. So I'm going to stick this one down, this right up to the edge. Yep. And then we'll put this one at the bottom. And then we'll put this down here. And do we want our little cups of tea? Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and ink this, which might be, I might regret it. I'm going to have a stencil of a lacy teacup on the book page. I think I'll try a darker, I think maybe it's walnut stain. Oh, what about festive berries? I shouldn't really, but let me have a look. Yeah. Okay. And it's going slightly under the flap, but that's fine. Oh, getting a little visitor. She's going to scratch at the door. There she is, scratching at the door. She's just come in from a walk. She's coming to see where I am. Right, so we'll put him down there. There we are. And I've got the little, should we have herbal tea on that one? Yep. Oh, it's a bit bright on the festive berries. That's fine. There we are. And what I'll do is I'll ink. There we are. So we've got that one. So I quite like that. So we'll put that there. Now, do we want a doily under this? No, we don't want that one. Do you know what? I'm just going to give that one a bit more. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one darker. It doesn't matter that I've got festive berries on it already. That's better. And this. And these are die cuts from Spellbinders and lots of other places that I've had dies from. I've been buying dies, trying to think, since the Sidekick. That was my very first. Was it the Sidekick? Spellbinders. And then there was something like the Wizard or something that would crush bottle tops. Sorry about that. I'm just going to turn this one over. I'm not going to bother cutting it off. put this one down. And tea party. I'm just going to put them to one side. And do I want a little tab on the side, or do I want, right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a grommet in the side of the envelope. Because I've stitched it, in fact what I'll do is I'll put one there. No, I don't know, I like something sticking out the side. Yeah. Bit white, so I'm just colouring it in with the ink that's on there. Okay, we've got one there, and let's see if I can find another one. I know the last thing you want to see me doing is looking through bits of ephemera. I do apologise. Oh, we've got some labels. I've just remembered my here. Use one of them. Okay, and here's my circle punch. It's a good guess. Your own tab tops. You don't have to have a whale. I've wanted one for ages, and then I thought I can design them, and I do. I have like a template on in my program, so when I make a digital kit, I usually make some to cut out. In fact, that's what that was. Because I made a load to take out to Cyprus, and then I went and got the die cuts. Okay, so do I want to rose gold one in here with copper? There we are. And we'll have a dark brass one. turn the bottom in for that one. Here we are. And there we are. So don't use that. I was looking for my bone folder just to and here we are. And that's our envelopes, our stripy envelopes. So I think they're quite nice. Quite like them. I've not ink drawn this one. Ink drawn the other one. But anyway, I hope you get something out of this. I hope you have a try. You can make masterboards that you can turn into tags, journal cards, anything, or you can make some of these envelopes. And I will put the links for Tina at Shabbdabbydodah underneath, and I'll put Joy Duffy's link as well. See you in the next video. Bye.